echoes in the crystal forest. In the vast emptiness of space, a team of explorers aboard the starship Aurora stumbled upon a planet unlike any other in the known universe. Named Veridia by the crew, it was shrouded in mystery, its surface covered by expansive forests made entirely of crystal. The initial scans revealed an anomaly that piqued the curiosity of the mission's leader, Captain Elena Vasquez. It was an opportunity to uncover the secrets of a world that seemed frozen in time, its beauty unmatched yet eerily silent. As the Aurora landed on the planet's surface, the team prepared for their expedition into the heart of the crystal forest. The trees, if they could be called that, towered above, their branches glinting in the planet's twin suns. The air was still, the silence profound, broken only by the crunch of crystal underfoot. The explorers were in awe of the landscape, its beauty both mesmerizing and unnerving. The crew, donned in their suits designed for extraterrestrial exploration, stepped cautiously onto the alien terrain. Captain Elena Vasquez led the group, her eyes scanning the horizon where the crystal forest seemed to merge with the sky. The reflections of the twin suns danced across the myriad surfaces, casting a kaleidoscope of light that illuminated their path in surreal hues. Dr. Liam Gray, the team's geologist, bent down to collect samples of the crystal foliage. Even through the protective gloves, he could feel a strange energy emanating from the fragments. "These aren't ordinary crystals," he murmured, more to himself than anyone else, his curiosity piqued by their unusual properties. Engineer Maya Singh, equipped with various sensors and instruments, attempted to map their surroundings. However, the equipment seemed to falter, the signals distorted as if the very essence of the forest interfered with electronic devices. "Something's not right," she voiced her concern, her gaze meeting Captain Vasquez's. "Our tech is barely functional here." Biologist Sarah Chen, fascinated by the absence of conventional life forms, speculated about the nature of the forest. Could these crystals be alive? She pondered aloud, her mind racing with the possibilities of undiscovered biological phenomena. Pilot Alex Rivera, ever vigilant, kept an eye on their route back to the Aurora. He couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, though no other presence was visible. The tranquility of the forest, so beautiful, now seemed to carry a whisper of menace beneath its serene surface. As they ventured deeper, the landscape transformed. The crystal trees grew taller, their forms more intricate and intertwined, creating natural archways that framed the alien sky. The ground beneath their feet shimmered with a dusting of crystal particles, casting an ethereal glow that further enhanced the surreal atmosphere. But it wasn't just the visual spectacle that captivated them, the air itself seemed charged with a palpable tension. Captain Vasquez stopped in her tracks, her instincts on high alert. "Keep close," she instructed, her voice barely above a whisper, as if speaking too loudly might shatter the fragile peace of this crystalline world. The silence that had once seemed profound now felt oppressive, the absence of sound unnatural and eerie. The crunch of their footsteps, the only evidence of their passage through this alien landscape, echoed strangely, as though the forest itself listened and responded to their presence. Unbeknownst to the explorers, they had already become entangled in the mysteries of the crystal forest. The beauty that had initially mesmerized them now held a hint of something darker, a sinister undercurrent that whispered of secrets hidden deep within the heart of this alien world. As they moved forward, the forest seemed to close in around them, the path narrowing, guiding them towards a destiny they could not have imagined. The adventure they had embarked upon was about to take a turn into the unknown, leading them deeper into the mysteries of the planet Veridia, where the true nature of the crystal forest awaited discovery. But as they ventured deeper, a sense of unease began to take hold. Instruments malfunctioned, compasses spun wildly, and the path back to the Aurora seemed to twist upon itself. It was as if the forest did not want them to leave. Dr. Liam Gray, the mission's geologist, discovered the first sign of the presence that haunted the crystal forest. In a clearing, surrounded by crystal formations that spiraled towards the sky, lay a pool of liquid crystal, its surface smooth as glass. Within it, shadows moved, shapes that were not cast by any living member of the crew. The team set up camp as night fell, the light from the twin suns fading into a twilight that bathed the forest in a soft glow. It was then that the whispers started, voices that seemed to come from the crystals themselves. They were gentle at first, almost melodic, but grew in intensity as the night progressed. The team huddled together, the beauty of the forest now a sinister cage from which there seemed no escape. Captain Vasquez decided to push on at first light, determined to find a way out. But the forest had other plans. One by one, members of the team started to disappear. First, it was Dr. Gray, who wandered off into the night, drawn by a voice only he could hear. Then, Engineer Maya Singh, who claimed she saw a figure moving among the trees, a shimmering presence that beckoned to her. Panic set in as the remaining crew realized they were not alone. The whispers grew louder, now clearly voices speaking in an unknown language that felt ancient and alive. The crystals began to glow with an inner light, illuminating the forest in a spectrum of colors that was both beautiful and terrifying. In a desperate bid for survival, Captain Vasquez and the two remaining crew members, biologist Sarah Chen and pilot Alex Rivera, attempted to find their way back to the Aurora. But the forest had changed, the paths altered, leading them in circles. Exhaustion and fear took their toll, and one night, under the haunting glow of the crystals, Sarah vanished, her screams echoing through the forest as she was taken. Captain Vasquez and Alex finally stumbled upon a clearing where the air shimmered with energy. At its center was a crystal larger than any they had seen, its surface swirling with colors that seemed to tell the story of the universe. Drawn to it, they approached, only to find the missing crew members encased within, their expressions frozen in terror. It was then that the presence revealed itself, a being of pure energy that had given life to the forest. It spoke of a time when its people roamed the planet, how they had become one with the crystals at the end of their civilization. The explorers had disturbed its slumber, and it had judged them, finding them wanting. The revelation shook the crew to their core. Captain Elena Vasquez, always the voice of reason and strength, struggled to find words. "What do you want from us?" she asked, her voice echoing in the crystalline expanse. The presence, its form shimmering with light, responded not with words but with visions. The explorers saw the planet's history unfold before them, a civilization of incredible beauty and intelligence, living in harmony with the crystal forest, until a cataclysm forced them to merge their essence with the crystals to survive. As the vision faded, the forest around them seemed to come alive. The crystals glowed brighter, and the air thrummed with power. "Your presence has awakened me, and now you must become part of the forest," the entity declared, its voice resonant and all-encompassing. Panic set in as the ground beneath them began to glow, the crystal formations starting to move, to grow. Vines of crystal snaked towards them, encircling their feet, climbing up their legs. The explorers tried to run, but one by one, they were caught, ensnared by the living forest. Dr. Liam Gray was the first to be completely enveloped. As the crystals encased him, his screams were muffled, his body glowing with an inner light before becoming a statue of crystal, forever posed in a moment of terror. Maya Singh fought desperately, her engineering tools useless against the relentless advance of the crystal. As she too was absorbed, her last thoughts were of Earth, her family, and the life she would never return to. Sarah Chen, the biologist, faced her end with a scientist's curiosity, even as the tears streamed down her face. "I never imagined it would end like this," she whispered, before the crystal silenced her, transforming her into another monument in the forest's ever-growing collection. Pilot Alex Rivera and Captain Vasquez, the last remaining members of the crew, stood back to back, knowing their fate was sealed. "It's been an honor, Captain," Alex said quietly, his voice steady even as the fear gripped his heart. Captain Vasquez nodded, her resolve unbroken even in the face of the inevitable. "Let's face the end as we lived," she said, together. And with that, they were engulfed, the crystal climbing over their bodies, encasing them in a prison of sparkling beauty. In the end, the crystal forest fell silent once more. The presence, satisfied with the addition of the explorers to its eternal guardianship, retreated into slumber. The Aurora, orbiting the planet, sent back empty transmissions, the fate of its crew a mystery that would haunt those who found it. The planet Veridia, with its crystal forest, remained a beautiful but deadly monument to a civilization long gone and the explorers who had dared to disturb its rest. Their crystalline forms stood as a warning to any who might follow, a tragic testament to curiosity and the unknown dangers of the universe. Dare to venture into the unknown. Join us on a journey where shadows whisper and secrets lurk. Subscribe now and ring the bell to summon fresh mysteries directly to your screen every few days. Ignore this call, and be warned, an eternal curse awaits those who wander in the dark, unguided. Do you have the courage to face the unknown? Your adventure begins with a click. Welcome to the realm where every notification brings you closer to the abyss. Subscribe, if you dare.